Ladies and gentlemen, and the rest. Today we're going to talk about Earth and Moon spell. We'll take a look at all three talents and we'll decide what to choose first and why. Let's go out, and don't forget that all the other talents in this game have already been covered. The playlist in the description below. Earth and Moon, talent number 1, Moonfury. Starfall lasts 25% longer. This is what it looks like. On the left side is the talentless, is a talentful, and the right side is a talentless. Watch. One stops and the other one keeps going. So what it does is it doesn't increase the damage of the kick. It increases the duration, which means if somebody is dumb enough to stand in one place for 7.5 seconds plus 25%, then you will get a value from this talent. Talent number 2, Nature's Grace. Entangling Roots also grant all allies resist for 6 seconds. Here's how it works. So we have Griffon and we have Thalnos right here on the bottom. So I'm gonna cast Roots anywhere, doesn't matter where you cast it. Boom. So now Griffon and Thalnos have resistant trait on them. So the way it works is it works globally. So if one of you has this, if you're doing raids and one of you has this talent, skill and talent, everybody, all the friendly units and all your units will get resistant trait for 6 seconds in the whole map. So it can be like our oh shit button, right? So that is the value that this talent gives you. Talent number 3, Balance. Can be cast a second time. Okay, here's what it looks like. We have a Roots. We cast Roots. Boom. And we can immediately cast Starfall. That is what it does. So it actually makes sense. You stop everything and then you Starfall that. But for some reason they decided to make a talent out of it, right? Now, question is, what do we take? Here's what I think. Number 1, this spell is completely unusable because it costs enormous amount of gold. And for example, if you only want Roots and you only have this spell in the deck, you cast Roots, it turns into Starfall, and in order to get Roots back, you have to cast Starfall, or you have to deploy some Cenarion unit. Because whenever you use Cenarion unit, the spell switches. So to go back from Starfall to Roots, you will either need, in our case, only Fairy Dragon, because we don't have anything else, or you would have to cast this spell again, because it's Cenarion unit as well, right? So that makes this talent completely unusable, because you can't only have Roots, for example, even if you wanted. That's why I think this spell was given to us ahead of time, and we will have some good synergies with the future Cenarion units that will come out next season. So that's why, here's how I would go. From my experience, if the talent gives you only damage, it's replaceable. If the talent gives you some unique mechanic and you need that mechanic with certain modifier and you don't have it, you fucked. There is no way you can, if you don't have Deep Breath Double Dragon when it was in Trent, good luck, getting your honor on PvP, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I would focus on mechanics first. So let's get unique mechanics first, and then we get extra damage. So I would go with Nature's Grace as number 1 talent, because it gives you, it works globally. You can resist. You can put resistant trait on everything on the map. That's good. So this is my first choice. Second choice would be Balance. well, I expect that to be cheaper somehow in the future. And like I said, this is again, it gives us some unique mechanic. You know, it changes the mechanic of this unit of this spell. And third talent would be Moonfire because it's just pure extra damage. Plus, in order to get this 25% value, you need to cast it on something, and nobody stands for almost 10 seconds in one spot. But if you cast it on the boss, it's still, you know, it's too expensive, you know what I'm saying? The damage that the boss will take from it is just, right? So these are my choices. Nature's Grace, for fuck's sake, number one. Balance number two, Moonfire number three. That's all.